What's up, everybody? I have to go. Ooh. Mm-mm-mm. I left it at this screen too because we didn't get the screen the last time we loaded this up, so I don't know if I hit X if it's gonna like start something crazy or not. How do you spell parabel? 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 Hold on. Does it have? Okay, so it doesn't have any of my. Sure. Okay, that still works, I guess. All right. Got it. Had to tweet it out. All right. Hang on. Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you booted up the game. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see this screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whatever time you want, even if it's not the correct time. You've earned it. Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now. This game is so interesting. So interesting. Alright. Yeah, we don't need to. We kind of know where we're at. Alright. So we kind of last time did everything on the right-hand side of the doors.
All of his co-workers were gone.
At least I think.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't think there was anything really to do in here. So, see, I want to know. Okay. Yeah, I think we go to the right door this time. I think that's what we're gonna do.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I guess I don't know if we've done everything on the right-hand side, but we've done enough to where I'm satisfied for right now. So let's go on the right door this time. Alright, we're going to take the first non-door that he tells us to go through, by the way. I should try to open it.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Complete today's unfinished agenda items. Get Chris out of the broom closet? Why is Chris in the broom closet? Who moved my desk? Hire somebody to fire the papers synergizing guy. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Okay. What is hot? Profits, profits, profits. What do people want? Things, money, more money, things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs. Graphs about things and money. Alright. Alright. Wait, Chris is in the broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Oh. I was expecting Chris to be in the broom closet. Is this the bed he was like sleeping on? Alright. Alright.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to
We're
his
going
boss's
downstairs.
office.
We're going downstairs. Ooh, what's this? Can I, like, crouch? I feel like we're supposed to be able to read that. I guess not.
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
Nope.
He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all?
Wait,
None
what?
of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
What the heck?
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Yeah.
Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Huh.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
Okay.
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this
This is
voice spoke to
infuriating.
all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife
I don't have a
and my
wife.
job.
We learned that.
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am
actually
real.
like
Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
What? What? So that was an ending. Interesting. Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Okay.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
How many endings there are actually in this game, because I feel like we've done a majority of them. Oh. 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 Huh?
Oh. New content? What does that mean, new content?
Dumb ways to die. That's all I think about with this game right now.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
I'm scared.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
I feel like it's kind of weird that it gave me the new content door. I feel like I haven't even done the main story.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if the... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Yeah. Oh. What the heck?
All right, let's see. It's...
The jump circle.
The jump circle?
"32 jumps is a little unnecessary.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Surely that's not all the
Me
new
and the narrator.
content. There has to be something else, right?
Me and the narrator are on the same side
Goodness.
here right now, I think.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it.
All right, this is
I'm
nice.
ready for whatever it is.
Ooh, what do we got? Whiteboard. Thank you for enjoying the...
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
All right. Whoa. Ah. What? What? All right. Oh.
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
What does it say? Sunset. But what's this way? Oh, I don't know. All right. Let's go with the vent. Coffee nut and a screwdriver? Wait, what's up above? Aw, man.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Whoa.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Whoa. Oh. This is gorgeous.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port?
Okay.
Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity.
The Last of Us.
It all meant something. Oh, the waste.
That's hilarious. It's a Last of Us trophy, and they just stuck Stanley Parable over the top on it. Aw, that's cool. Yeah, this is hilarious. British Academy of Film and Television Arts awarded to something Straley for The Last of Us in the category story. Good times. Wait, is this like all of our stuff that we've done? Huh. Spy on pressurized gas. What the heck? I feel like this is, I shouldn't be down here because I don't know if it's gonna like spoil anything. Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achieved. Wait, there is a trophy for this game. If you don't play it for 5 years, you get the trophy. That's crazy. That's actually bonkers. Is this the same thing? Debut game. Oh, okay, got it. Story. Nice. Yeah, I guarantee you this did not make the New York Times front page. Okay. Oh, this is nice.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Don't feel bad, narrator. Oh, you're giving me a choice. I want to go downstairs. Ah, dang it. Person of the year. This is legit. Whoa.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
I thought those were stairs. Dom's famous repeatable carpet textures. Am I dumb? Did I miss some? I missed some. He probably said something. What is this? I missed something. He said something to do something, and I didn't do it. Oh wait, I just went back.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
Oh, gotcha.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Whoa, what the heck?
Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny!
Oh,
I'm trying to be
he's
funny.
pissed. Oh,
I'm
jeez.
trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Oh, can't read that one.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can.
You are kind of preachy.
This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure, like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
It's funny.
A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud. Oh, you're back, you see? You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it, and I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking and thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh, my God.
Stop talking.
And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't...
Just gonna hit the button.
Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with.
How is there a
and you
lighting
think
back
that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think...
And skip. Hello.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with,
Oh, the tree's dead. Wait, is he dead? I think the narrator's dead. I hate that. I hate that. Let me hit the button. Ah! Let me hit the button!
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But
alright, I don't need to hear that. It's a very interesting.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end. End is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're gonna drown down here. We're gonna drown down here. Wait, how is there water and now there's... Can I get out? Hello? Hello? No way. I almost got stuck. What the heck? Oh. What's happening out there? Hit the skip, hit the skip, hit the skip. I'm scared. Make this stop. Hello? Skip button? Oh. Wait, we're supposed to be in his memories area. Is he just dead? Alright, it looks like a good mountain to start trekking to. Honestly, I can't imagine being in like a desert situation where you're just stranded out here. I would wish to be dead. Okay, I didn't mean it real. I mean it. I wanted to go to the mountains. That's it?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, chat. We're going in here.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Check it out here. I'm glad it skipped the whole ride.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this Ultra Deluxe version has turned out to be.
I thought that was pretty cool.
The Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
The end is never the end.
Yes, you see,
again.
Isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think?
Nothing on those sticky notes.
What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
This way to the show floor. New features! Wait, do I get on the bus? Oh, no. Wait, can I get on the bus? No.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Oh, I mean, there's a ton. The reassurance bucket. Do I get to try them all out? The button that says the same name says the name of the player that's playing the game. Oh wait, I don't want to do that. Is it actually?
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
I just hope it doesn't do my last name too.
sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim.
My name
but
is
of course,
Jim.
in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is.
My
Here,
name is
let's have you
Jim.
role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
I
want
Jim.
you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
I
If
am
so,
Jim.
then please step forward and press the button.
Oh, wait.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush!
Silly.
That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Oh my goodness. Let me out of this room.
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable
Is this door
2.
open?
That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
What does this door do? I should do the reassurance bucket, huh? Settings, World Champion, the Infinity Hole, free trophy. Oh wait, I want the free trophy. Pull the lever, receive your trophy, no more steps.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen. What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen
Done the
yet?
jump circle already. Alright, we already did this.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle? Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
I want to go back to the reassurance bucket. Ooh, merch. I want merch. Alright, no screenshots, but then there's... Okay, let's do the reassurance bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it?
I am
glow
so
of comfort,
reassured right
even
now.
in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Wait, what's this? Bucket. just pick it up. Alright. I just have the reassurance bucket with me.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a... Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
I'll go with Get Well Someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
What? Alright, well, I need my reassurance bucket for that now.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
Alright, so we haven't done the exit, we haven't gone up there yet. Let's go back here, I guess. Oh, this is the
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Alright.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
More narrator
Okay,
cues.
Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
I saw it closing. I didn't want to die because I didn't want to have to do all of this all over again at some point. This would probably be our last run through for the stream whenever this ending is achieved. But so we gotta go up here now. Can you find them? Can you find them? Oh no, not this again.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Gotcha. Should I go grab that? I have the reassurance bucket. Okay.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
I think I did everything right. Merge. Yeah.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Yeah. You betcha. Whoa.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of...
No.
Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
2 infinity holes.
Who am I
now.
kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
I mean, I want to do this, but I don't have the time. I have a feeling this is going to be a long thing. I think we're going to stop here. I really do think we're going to stop here. We'll hit begin the game, but... yeah, we're gonna stop here. The sequel is now paused. So yeah, we might play this tomorrow morning too. I've been trying to think of a game to get, because like obviously the Marvel Rivals stuff maybe wasn't the most liked on the channel, or at least nobody really watched it, so it's all right. I might sprinkle it in, kind of similar to how I used to do with Valorant, which that game has been long lost now. I still do play Marvel Rivals on my downtime, but I've been trying to think of another game to play in the mornings here at these like hour and a half stretches. I want to find something. So right now I'm thinking Fallout 4. I might do a whole playthrough of Fallout 4. The reasoning behind that is that it is a game that I can easily just pick up and stop. I can stop midway through a quest if I need to, but I'm not going to commit to it because I just don't know yet. So, but I'm going to try to figure out something here before we're kind of done with the Stanley Parable for right now. And like I said, maybe I just go back to Marvel Rivals. I enjoy the game, so I don't have a problem playing it and stuff. But all right, yeah. With that said, I hope this starts us back here. If it doesn't, I guess one day we'll redo this whole thing. So, but yeah. With that said, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Make sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure to go follow the X account. And again, we have not done anything with the TikTok. Who knows if we will? I don't know. I made it, but I've been trying to think of ideas. So yeah, with that said, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.